June 2002.
Yeah, that's when this whole thing started.
This is a full circle moment.
Yeah, so 2002 is where y'all actually interacted for the first time backstage, right?
Yes.
And you had been there for what?
Really?
Oh, look.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
Look at those young guys. So you had actually been in the business for 12 years at this point?
Yeah.
You
Yep.
didn't? Yes.
I've been in the business for 12 minutes.
Look at that, man. Well,
Yeah.
hey,
So
I'd already been in WWE 12 years.
Yeah, like I said, that's me at 12 minutes.
12 years.
Fresh out of that match with Kurt Angle, that was about 12 minutes long.
Okay, so tell me, what are you thinking right here, John? Because I would be nervous as all get out.
So that's what I was thinking, and that's why that version of me did not do well. And I mean that.
Yeah.
And I talk about this a lot. Like, I came out and Kurt Angle was like, what makes you think you can be out here? And I said 2 words, ruthless aggression, and I slapped him across the face. All right, that's cool. Then I proceeded to have a fast-paced 50-50 match where I almost beat him. And in a sportsmanlike way, I was like, hey, man, I almost won. And then I get to the backstage, and I see truly the patriarch of the company giving me respect. And I take the respect like a fan. I was neither ruthless nor aggressive. And that's why that persona didn't attach to the audience. If I had kicked you in the nuts or slapped you in the face or even just said like, hey, I'm coming for you next.
Right.
That's ruthless and aggressive.
Right.
But I'm such a fan of the business. And honestly, that's a legitimate look of like awe. We all find our own path, and that's a moment of me not understand. That's a moment of me being a fan and not understanding the business side.
Right. And you don't hand out compliments lightly, so I mean, was that...
That's another thing. Like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah. So I do. I'm a little bit. I'm pretty much the last one come to the table with the compliments with the young guys. But you are like in my head. What I'm seeing here. I
think you gave me a compliment there, and this introduction was the next compliment you gave me.
So
24 years later. So I'm okay with that. I'm doing all right. Once every quarter century.
Well, do you actually need to audible hear it? I mean, come on. But what I'm seeing, what I see is the prototypical Vince guy right here. I mean, you've got the chiseled good looks, the body, no tattoos. I'm thinking this is the guy for Vince. But you are absolutely correct when you come at me with that.
Thank you so much. Like, oh man, this is so great.
Yeah.
How could I say I have ruthless aggression?
Exactly.
How?
Yeah.
And I think what a cool frame to bring up, right? Because we have a bunch of fans who are excited to see a bunch of performers at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. We have NXT folks integrated in WWE world here. We got a lot of WrestleMania debuts. The one thing I stress to new performers is find out who you are and be authentic as soon as you can.
Yes.
And sometimes the character they give you won't work. And you gotta look in the mirror and say, why? That didn't work because of me.
Right.
If I had ruthless aggression now, if somebody be like, okay, kid, we're gonna go with you and your gimmick's ruthless aggression, I could have 100 ideas of the directions I could take that. I was just trying to throw good drop kicks and do good arm drags and not piss off the boys.
Yeah.
And that's not gonna work.
Yeah. So that the doctor of Thuganomics, were you already like that was your vibe, your personal vibe, right?
Yes, I was as hip hop as you are country.
Okay.
So that was kind of the lane that I traveled in. And the reason that whole thing started is because guys were just rapping on the back of the bus.
Right.
Like Rikishi had the back of the bus. Some of the boys just got up there, and it just happened to be the right chemistry of enough people who liked hip-hop and maybe like a little bit of courage going around. Mm-hmm. And I finally, I wasn't connecting with the audience, and I was going to get let go. So I was like, all right, enough of this keep your mouth shut and your ears open stuff. I'm just going down swinging. Shut my laptop. I was playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. Shut that one Roller Coaster Tycoon fan right there. I was literally just a nerd who was on my laptop all the time. And that would lead to our first meeting shortly after, where I just
I was going to ask about that.
I went back to the back of the bus and just rapped, and Stephanie heard it, and that was authentically a piece of my personality. And then when I got that authentic piece, I'm like, oh man, I can turn this up to 10, no problem, let's do it.
Right.
So then you'll get to, they just threw another photo up here for you guys. This is Vengeance, right? 2003?
2003 here.
And this is first time y'all met in the ring?
Yes, it
First
was.
single, right?
Hey.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
This was awesome for me because, okay, so we showed a frame of you giving me a handshake and me being like, oh man, this is great. I have always had to punch up because I started as like a job guy. So Vince's pick, I came out, I had a good match against Kurt. I worked a little bit with Jericho, and then after that, dwindled in obscurity. So I was like a job guy and a go-through guy. So I always had to punch up, and that narrative like never changed until the last year. I've always had to punch up to my opponents. This was no different, but you want to talk about 1 year making a huge difference. In 2002, you shake my hand, and I'm like, oh, thank you. In 2003, the vignettes to lead up to this, where I literally urinate on a grave, and I say, and I quote, I'm pissing on the mark. Like, use your real name. Taboo out the window. I learned the lesson. I was like, yo, I'm going to go for it.
Right.
You had no, it was just me doing the promos. You had no response. And in this match, the first choke slam I ever took, and I know we're live, you're going to have to bleep it. Get ready for the button. So our referee, when the lights went out in that match and your gong hit, he's like, you're about to hear what it sounds like to be over. And you could feel it. It's when noise becomes feel when you came to the ring. And the first time you hit me with the choke slam, you literally hit me and said, do you know who the fuck you're dealing with?
He didn't
And
mean
it was amazing because as I'm 9 feet in the air, I'm going, yes, I do, and this is awesome. It was great because it was authentic. Maybe I got under your skin with the vignettes. I don't know, but that's when the moments are the best. You know, there has to be some grit there. There has to be a little sandpaper in the mix, you know?
You have to have grit, and listening to you talk, it's a master class for any young guy coming up. I think a lot of times what happens with young talent is they feel like, well, I don't want to make the waves. I don't want to piss anybody off. But you almost sometimes you have to roll those dice.
You got to bet on yourself.
You got to bet on yourself.
And there's a difference between I think a lot of confused. Sorry, I'm so passionate about this, but like there's a difference between going into business for yourself. I was able to cut 3 vignettes on you. I went for it. I think I might have hit you with 1 AA, but literally you kicked my ass and beat me. I did not go into business for myself. Right behind the curtain, you were like, just sell. That's exactly what you told me in 2003. And it worked. So there's a difference between not doing business and being your character.
Right.
And I think there's a fine line where performers overstep that sometimes to be like, well, I want this thing to go this way. No, that's not how it is. Exactly. You just got to do your job the best you can as you. And I think that's a major point of confusion with a lot of young performers.
Yeah, I think a lot of times you get too wrapped up in obviously you have your own, your vision.
Your vision of what you want to do.
Your vision has to work into the big scope of the overall program.
We're all little spokes in the wheel.
Exactly, and that's the disconnect sometimes. Yes. It's like, yeah, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. You are that, but you have to make that fit. And
yes, and the goal of the night is to move you on to your next viable championship competitor. And I'm the go-through guy for that to happen. And a lot of folks get confused with that.